Good morning, Knicks Nation. Today is Wednesday, the 7th day of January 2026. I hope you're all safe and healthy today, and that your family is safe and healthy, and that the needs of you and your family in terms of food, shelter, clothing, as well as health are being met today. Blessings upon those that work in the area of health, along with first responders who every day are doing their best to save lives. Those also that pick up garbage to keep our places clean, and those that make deliveries for our convenience. Double blessings on the men and women trying to help rescue, deliver, and recover teenagers and children, victims of child molestation and pedophilia. Those helping those that are victims of prostitution, child prostitution, pornography, child pornography, human trafficking, and sex slavery. Double curses on all the perpetrators, profiteers, and perverts that create demands that cause these evil industries to exist. Finally, double blessings on the homeless. More than 700,000 men, women, children, families, senior citizens, military veterans, homeless in the United States of America. Blessings upon them. For theirs is the kingdom. There's going to be a basketball game tonight at Madison Square Garden. The New York Knicks will be hosting the visiting Los Angeles Clippers. This is the last home game before the Knicks go on an extended 4-game road trip, West Coast swing. Tough. It's not going to get any easier. Right now, they don't have time to sit around and wait for Shamit or wait for Josh. They got to get their act together now with what they got, and they got enough. It's very important. I was looking at the stats the other day after watching the game where I could stomach of the game that they played against Detroit. I want to tell you something. It's my belief that if Karl Anthony Towns had took 21 shots and Jalen Brunson had only took 6, we might have won that game. Karl Anthony Towns. People are, and this is the problem in New York. There's too many people. I've already said multiple times that I believe Jalen Brunson's an MVP candidate. I've multiple times said he's the head of the state. But some of you are so hard on his nutsack that if I say something, you start tripping. Let me explain to you. The Knicks will win when the offense goes through Karl Anthony Towns. Why? While teams can double Brunson, pressure him 94 feet, force him into using up the clock, nobody in the NBA can guard Karl Anthony Towns. And the only thing that stops him is him. And I allow him to stop him, at least giving him a chance by giving him the basketball. And that's what the theme is today. You know, many years ago, the New York Jets drafted a wide receiver number 1. His name was Keyshawn Johnson. He's from Southern California. When the Knicks drafted Keyshawn Johnson in that same year wrote a book. Yes, he wrote a book, and the title of the book was Give Me the Damn Ball. And I think the Knicks are I think Coach Brown is overthinking how to use Karl Anthony Towns. I think he's been overthinking it, and I think that's what's confusing Cat. Just give him the damn ball and get out the damn way. Cut to the basket and look for passes. If he gets offensive foul, somebody's like, he gets offensive foul, and we need to trade him. Y'all got to be stupid. This guy is 21 and 12 in his sleep. Only thing that stops him is him or him not getting the basketball. You got a guy at a position in the NBA that cannot be guarded by anybody. Yeah, we've seen some unguardable people. Wembanyama when he's on, Maxey when he's on. Well, that's Cat too. Okay, we got one. So, and we used to have the same issues with Juju, like he was our problem child, but there were games Juju would just take over because he was that good. I submit Karl Anthony Towns is better. All NBA, all-star, double-double machine, and we need to get him the damn ball. I don't care if he does 3 offensive fouls. I don't care, because if you give him the ball to get at least his average. Now, he averaged about 15 shots per game. If you get him his 15 shots, if you get him 20 shots, I'd like to see that. Good things are going to happen. And if bad things happen, they ain't going to be as many as the good thing that's going to happen. In other words, you're going to win many more games than you lose. Give him the Cat the damn ball. Give him the damn ball and get out the way. Okay? We don't need Jalen Brunson scoring 30 a game. We need Jalen Brunson scoring 30 in the fourth quarter. We need him off ball. We need him moving the basketball. And listen, tonight, when we come to these type of points in the season, my philosophy is, look, there's certain things we must win. The game, we'd like to win the game, obviously, but certain statistical areas. For example, The Knicks cannot have 15 assists today. They must have their average at least 27 assists. At least 27, which means Mr. Brunson has to move the damn basketball. Okay? Period. The Knicks cannot allow the Clippers to outscore them in the paint. These have got to be tenets. They cannot allow the Clippers to outscore them in the paint. I don't care if you got to foul out. See, at this point, we got to play aggressive no matter what the refs are doing. If we foul out, we foul out. Okay? We try and win this chip. So you got to be aggressive. The Knicks, when they're good, are very good at getting their hands on the ball, causing turnovers. They got to do that today. And they got to double and sprint back. So what's going to happen if they do that? If they get the win of points in the paint, yes, the Clippers are going to have a lot of wide open threes, and they're going to hit a lot of wide open threes. Yes, but so are the Knicks. And the Knicks are going to get in the paint more. If we're winning the battle of the points in the paint, we're going to get in the paint more. Okay? We got to get back to that. Brown mentioned it yesterday. I hope he yelled it and gotten people's asses on the practice yesterday, because we need to get back to that. Then, Brown has said they wanted to average 43s a game. Average 43s. And guess what their average is? 40 a game. Okay? We need to get 43s up. Now, they hit 38% of them. Okay? And why? You know who first off, the top plus minus guy on the Knicks right now is Deuce McBride. Deuce McBride is the top plus minus for the Knicks. He, over the course of the season, Deuce McBride is plus 165. You want him on the floor as much as possible, and Brown's been doing that. And you want him getting as many open looks as possible, because he's knocking down his three-point percentage. He's knocking down the three right now. Deuce is knocking him down at 45% on 7 attempts a game. You want that, okay? So that's a key here. I know, and I'm not going to say no more about him starting. We've all been through that, whatever. But we need that, okay? The second point plus minus on the Knicks is Karl Anthony Towns, plus 155. You want him in the game, you want him getting the ball. This is how good Karl Anthony Towns is. We all know he's not the greatest defender. And yet he's plus 155. Why is that? Because he is so dynamic offensively that it overwhelms any defensive deficiencies that he has. And he has them. Whereas, and you're going to see it tonight, the Clippers are going to attack Jalen Brunson. They're going to attack him. They want to attack Towns in the pick and roll too. It's key for Towns to not foul. And I think he understands this. Thing is, what most people don't understand is Towns is a very passionate dude. He's a very passionate dude. And anybody that knows any Dominican, you know they're passionate. And he ain't no different. So he going to do stupid stuff during the game and the passionate heat of the game. Yes, he's got to use his brain more. But I'm just saying, give him the damn ball and get out the way. That's what I'd like to see. And then the third, Mikal Bridges, 1 plus 151. The fourth is Jalen Brunson, plus 133. Okay? And he gets them when he gives up the basketball and scores in the fourth quarter. And he can do that. Nobody can stop him from doing that, especially if he's gotten everybody in the flow. OG Anunoby is fifth, 112. Then Josh Hart at 90, Tyler Kolek at plus 48, Jordan Clarkson at plus 42, and Mitch Robb at plus 37. Okay? This is telling you the order that you need to focus on. Deuce, Cat, Mikal, Brunson, OG. That's what you need to focus on. Josh ain't here. Kolek, Clarkson, Mitchell Robinson. That's what you need to do. Okay? It's not that complicated. I think Mike Brown is overthinking it. Okay, especially with regard to Cat. He want to put Cat here, want to put Cat. Listen, just give him the ball where he has an advantage and get out the way. Yeah, cut to the basket, backdoor cut. He'll find you. Okay, or he going to destroy somebody. That's what he does. Okay, give Cat the damn ball. Move out the way. Now, also, aside from we want 27 assists today. We need 43 pointers today. We need to win the battle of the paint today, okay? These are just things we got to do today. We can't worry about the referees, whether they calling fouls. I don't really care today if Cat fouls out in the first half. I don't care. I want to see him get the ball. I want to see him be aggressive with the ball. I don't care if he bowls somebody in the grill and gets... I don't care. Give him the basketball. Okay? Now, defensively, this is where I was mentioning a few minutes ago. This is how the Knicks operate when they're operating optimally defensively. So you get a guy, he's trying to get into the paint. James Harden, Kawhi Leonard, they're trying to get in the paint, okay? You stop them from getting in the paint. Well, they're very difficult to guard, like Cade Cunningham. I mean, you know, OG is a serious defender, so is Mikal Bridges, and so is Deuce. And Cade was still getting into the paint. Well, what you do in those cases is you double homie. When he's approaching the paint, you don't wait till he gets there, because now it's too late. But when he's approaching the paint, you double him, and you make him give the ball up. Now, at this moment, when he's giving the rock up, you got to sprint back to your men. This is where wide open threes come. And okay, you try your best to let the guy take the three. That's the worst three-point shooter on their team, okay? So, and you know, if they're hitting them, they're hitting them. Everybody in the league has to go through this. There's no exceptions to this rule. Everybody has to make the same choices. But this is the key here. Some teams make it much more difficult to get in the paint than others. Your top defensive teams in the league, Oklahoma City, for example, Detroit, you do not easily get in the paint. That's the first defense right there. You do not easily just stroll in the paint. You don't just go 94 feet and get in the paint. It don't work like that. They're going to foul you. They're going to rough you up. They're going to make you give it up. That's really important. The second thing is, how quickly can you double and sprint back to a man? Okay? And then, thirdly, what you want is you want the man who cannot shoot to shoot. That's what you want. Okay? You want the man that cannot shoot to shoot. So Kawhi Leonard shoots 36% from three. James Harden shoots 36% from three. Zubac doesn't shoot threes. Collins shoots 37%. Derrick Jones is out today. Chris Dunn is shooting 40% from three. Bogdanovich is out today. So they got a whole bunch of good shooters on their team. So why are they losing so much? Well, because Kawhi Leonard and Harden, well, Kawhi mostly, you know, he's got that Anthony Ambulance limousine. Well, when he gets out his sickbed and decides to play, he's one of the best in the world. So what you do is you double, don't let him get to the paint, and you're going to have to give up somebody three. There's really nobody here. Like, I'm looking to see who's the weak link. Ain't none. They got all kind of shooters on this team. So there ain't really no weak link in their starting five. I mean, Dunn, I would have thought when he first came in the league, he couldn't shoot for crap, but he's shooting now 39% on three attempts. Derrick Jones is out. John Collins can shoot the three. He's always been shooting the three, 37%. And then Harden, of course, we know. And Kawhi Leonard, we know. So they're going to do what they do. So you're going to give up a lot of threes. Don't get frustrated at that. It's part of the game. And unbelievably, I know you have to, but if we win the point in the paint, no matter how many threes we give them, we could beat them. Okay? Which means we're getting in their paint, they're not getting in ours. Very important. Then, of course, there's the rebounding. The Knicks average 46 boards a game. It would be nice if we could win that rebounding battle today. And you know what? Keeping people out the paint helps with that, because if you're keeping them out the paint, that means you're crowding the paint, which means a missed shot and you get the ball. Okay? So we should be able to do that. Now, we lose those when they shooting them threes and they get them long rebounds. We got to figure out how to get the ball. Because in the last 4-game losing streak, we've been losing a lot of. I call those almost like 50-50. Because they coming hard off the rim and they go into the backcourt. You cannot give pro teams, which the Knicks have been doing, 3 and 4 chances on one possession. They're gonna score. People are just too good. Okay, this is the league. So gotta get those 50-50 balls. Gotta get them. Okay? So keep people out the paint. Make the ball move. Make the offense go through Karl Anthony Towns. Win the rebounding back. We got a good chance at coming back. Okay? So the Knicks are good enough to get this done, though. Again, I'm with y'all on Deuce starting, but gotta let Coach Brown make those decisions. I looked at the stats. It's not bad when Mitch Rob starts, but during this losing streak, it has not been good. So we have to see what happens, right? Tighten up the damn rotation. You're starting five. Let's say you're starting Mitch, Deuce, Kolick, Deuce, and then one other guy is Jordan Clarkson. That's it. That's it. If you got to play another guy, all right, you're going to play another big man. That's why I'd rather have Mitch Rob coming off the bench. Then you got Deuce starting, right? Then you got Mitch Rob coming off the bench. There's your big man coming off the bench. Then you got, they're going Jordan Clarkson, Tyler Kolick, right? And now you got a little something there. You know, now you got a little something. Jordan Clarkson, Tyler Kolick, you know, you got something going right there. But right now we're without Josh Hart, of course. So I don't mind Kolick, Clarkson, and Mitch Rob being those three guys coming off the bench right now. I mean, yeah. I mean, he like this. Brown like to try to play some rookies. It's like but we losing, man. You gotta play dudes that get this dub. The money's on the line right now. The puppies got to stay in the cage for a minute. Let's get this done. All right. Anyway, let's hope they get this done 7:30 tonight at MSG. We'll talk later. Shalom.